So let's talk about love bombing for a second, okay? For about a couple of minutes, all right? So with the narcissist, everything has to move fast so they can hook you real quickly, okay? So the narcissist wants to get in there and attach themselves to your soul, okay? Because while I talk a lot about narcissists, we have to realize that the real crux of the issue is souls. We want souls to be saved, okay? And the enemy, Satan, brings a narcissist in there to extract your energy and to take you off of God's plan for your life, okay? So that's why narcissism is such a hot topic. That is why it needs to continuously be discussed, because it is essentially an entanglement with the enemy, okay? That is why anybody who has dealt with a narcissist understands, especially in a relationship, the damage that it does to you psychologically and spiritually and physically and physiologically, okay? In every aspect, the narcissist is going to impact and infect you, because it is spirits. It is demonic spirits coming in there to take you off course, okay? So that is why they have to come in there and they attach themselves to you very quickly, because spirits, they are roaming. But when they find a person that is not filled with the Holy Spirit, when they find sin, they have legal access to be there, okay? So that is why it is so important to keep discussing narcissism, okay? It's not just, because I went through it or because people went through it. It is because it has such extensive ramifications to people. So we want to understand exactly what narcissism is and what it does, okay? So the world talks about it from one perspective, but what Narc Free Living does is talk about it from the spiritual perspective, okay? Because it's much more than just running into someone that has, selfish traits. It's much more deeper, and people because people don't understand exactly what it is and they haven't had that experience, they will minimize your experience. But if you've been through that, I want to tell you that you don't need anyone to validate your experience. And I had to get to that point. People will come up to me and say, well, I don't think that person is that way. Well, you can get out of my face, first of all. And then second of all, I don't need you to validate my experience, okay? And I say that from the depths of my soul. I mean that, okay? Because people will try to come in there and tell you what you experience, and they will come in there and try to tell you, oh, well, I don't see this person like that. The devil doesn't always show his hand, okay? He is very strategic and his demons are very strategic in who they reveal themselves to, okay? And when you have a calling on your life, as we all do, but it's those who will answer the call, the enemy is always going to try to send a narcissist in there to affect you, okay? Because they know that you are God has a plan for you, and you are going to preach God's gospel, okay? You are going to try to set other people free. So the enemy wants to come in there and throw you off your mission. He wants to come in there and throw you off course, because as long as you are entangled with that devil, your mind is gone. You are tired. You are restless. You are not. You don't have peace. Your soul will be at an uneasy place, okay? Because you are entangled with the devil. All right, so that's why we continuously talk about it. But from a love bombing perspective, a narcissist always has to come in there and get you very quickly. If you're fornicating or something like that, they want to come in there and hook you very fast. And that way, when you recognize the red flags, all those endorphins and that oxytocin, it is overtaking your brain. So you will allow certain things to transpire, and you will ignore the red flags because your brain is overloaded with that love. You felt like you've fallen in love, and that even happens in friendships as well, okay? With a narcissist, they're aggressive. Some of them are aggressive, and then the overt ones, they use charm. They use, sweet words, but they all have their own little ways of showing you who they are, and they will reveal to you who they are, okay, in due time. And even up front, they will reveal to you who they are, but it's because, when you're unhealed, you will allow things to go on, and you will gaslight yourself. You will think, oh, well, maybe she's just, or maybe, oh, no, maybe he's just the devil. And you should start to call things out as what they are. And people will try to tell you, oh, don't use labels. No, God told you to have discernment. And we should be operating in a spirit of discernment and wisdom that keeps us, God will tell you when you have come in contact with these demons, okay? And he will try to, God will send his angels and he will try to speak to you. Especially if you have the Holy Spirit, the more you talk to the Holy Spirit, the more God will reveal to you who these people are. And you will start to see how, oh my goodness, how rampant they are in every sector of society. And then once God shows you, you can't unsee it. You see them everywhere, okay? But that love bombing, they come in there and they overload your senses. And then especially when you are you have dealt with childhood trauma that is unhealed, you have weak boundaries, you have things that you haven't discussed, things you haven't acknowledged, generational cycles, your family is operating in generational curses that have not been cast out. And like me, I was sent, and I know this for a fact, I was sent to break generational curses in my family, in my bloodline. And I have done that for my children, okay? So that is why the enemy especially wanted to send a Jezebel spirit, a narcissist my way. He wanted to send demons my way because then he knew, they already knew what God's plan was for me, okay? So we want to make sure we are careful when somebody comes in there, a friend or co-worker, and they're seductive with their words. They lure you in, they entrap you. So you have to be careful and pay attention when people are coming in there and they're overtaking and overstepping their boundaries, okay? Because they're trying to hook you in and to make sure that they can get in there and do the damage and cause you maximum amount of damage, okay? They will be jealous, backbiting, sneaky, conniving, manipulative, and they will triangulate, okay? They will tell in a friendship, if somebody comes in, or it could be somebody who's already there, they will triangulate. They will pit two friends or a group of friends against another person, okay? So these are the things that we have to look out for. They are the biggest gossipers, okay? So just be careful when someone wants to come into your circle, when somebody wants to come in your life, when these men and women are in your DMs that mean you no good, okay? Ask yourself, ask God, who sent you? That's what we should be asking people. Who sent you? Where did you come from? What is your intentions, okay? Because the enemy always wants to throw you off, but you always have to test the spirit by the spirit and see who sent them. And if we just slow things down, you want to slow things down with a narcissist, okay? Now, the only time a narcissist will take long to try to hook you is if they have other sources of supply. So if like a man or woman is married or they have a significant other or something to that effect, then they will, they will keep you on the back burner. You will be the side piece, okay? Or the side person that they see in between their main, whatever the main source that they have going on, okay? So just be careful. Take things slow. That is your best bet. Take things slow and ask God who sent you. Ask God, did this person come from you or did this person come from the enemy, okay? And once God shows you, move on it, okay? Get away from that person because your life will be turned upside down if you engage with that narcissist, okay? And when that person is jealous, don't think that, this is cute. Oh, he's just really, oh my goodness, he's so protective of me. Oh, no, some of them could be crazy, okay? So get away when somebody shows you very jealous tendencies because later that jealous and that rage and that anger that is inside of them will be turned on you and you don't want that, okay? So be careful when you see the signs. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore the red flags and learn to listen to yourself because your body will tell you. Your body keeps the score and your body knows when things are not right, but you have to be in tune with yourself and in tune with your mind and your spirit and in tune with God to understand what is going on. And when you don't, you're setting yourself up to be entangled and entrapped by a narcissist, by a demon, okay? So let's start to understand how these people get in there. If somebody wants to come in, they're real eager to be your friend. They're real eager to be your partner or whatever. And they're overstepping their boundaries. They're saying little sneaky things here and there. You've made it clear where you stand, and this person is trying to get you to override your boundaries. You want to be careful with those type of people, okay? Because people, when somebody comes in my DMs and you're not talking about God, I don't have anything else to talk to you about. Okay, and then some people will try to come in there and, as I said, overstep my boundaries, and then I have to block you and I have to get you out of my DMs. Okay, so yeah, so, and that's what you should do anyway. That's what you should do too. All right, so that's just a little bit. I didn't go too much into love bombing, but that's just kind of how the nature of a narcissist works, and you want to be careful about that so you do not get entrapped into what they are doing. Okay, so understand it, have discernment, ask God for wisdom, ask God for his protection, and break those chains. Stay away from